Welcome to the Retail Reality Show.
Welcome to the Retail Reality Show. Today it's a very special episode. It's a live episode. I'm here with Carlos Zenner, and we have some great stuff to discuss. Spoiler, relaunch of the global Hugo Boss loyalty program. But more of that in a second. So Carlos, thank you for having me.
Sure.
Maybe can you just explain what a global VP customer engagement at Hugo Boss is doing?
Sure. Thank you, Nino, for having me. So within the team, we really want to have a more holistic view and strategy in terms of how we attract customers, how we engage with them, how we retain them. So we have, more traditional or, foundational communications like, email, push, but also we are working on topics like loyalty, and even we also have in the team Metaverse and Web3 to start exploring and going into the new touch points, right? So how we engage members at the end in the existing touch points, but in the future touch points to come, like gaming and Metaverse and so on.
I've seen that. Congrats on the launch. I think it was in March, right? When you entered Roblox.
Yeah. Actually, the team did a great job and it's performing. The engagement there is
Cool.
It's extremely high.
And we will come to that in a second. First of all, some icebreakers. So it's not that it's too cold and we need to heat it up because it's already warm in these days. But knowing you came from Adidas, that's where we met first. 3 fast questions. One is Adi Club or Nike Plus?
Oh, I might be biased here, but I would say Adi Club. Yeah.
Adi Club.
Yes.
Okay, great choice. Second one, I think more specific to loyalty, and loyalty is changing, obviously. It was in the past, it was very transactional. If I zoom out and look on retail and brands as such, Adidas was always probably different, and now Hugo Boss. But in general, would you say points is more important or tokens?
I mean, for what we want to do, I will stay with tokens now. I think it's an interesting playground.
Yeah.
But of course, both can work. Yeah.
Okay. And we will obviously deep dive a lot in that. That's the topic for today. How to design compelling, long-lasting, engaging consumer experiences. Last one, rational benefits or emotional benefits?
I think it needs to be both. Right? I think we should really cover both well.
Yeah. So a little bit of perks, % off.
It's like a Maslow pyramid, right? We need to cover the basics, hygiene factors. It needs to be convenient. It needs to be, everyone likes a good deal. But at the end, now it's not enough, right? I think the expectations and from customers and the opportunities that we have to drive a higher lifetime value goes beyond just transaction or discount, of course.
Yeah. And especially, I think in fashion, if you compare it to Little Plus, which is discount grocery, it's probably a little bit different and more important to have the attractive, rational elements. But for fashion,
yeah, I think at the end, and this is my opinion, right? It's what I think is it's a very interesting industry. It's about passion. It's about and we sell you at the end it's stuff that you don't really need. You want it. You want it. So the way that you position the brand and the perception of the brand and the relationship of the brand with the customers, it becomes super important, right? So you really need to create that bond.
It's the desirability, basically. The brand heat, as in the Adidas world, it's called, I think, or in the brand world in general. Cool. Hugo Boss XP or Hugo XP in general. I think congrats on the big launch. I followed it on social media, LinkedIn. I think I saw in the UK store in London. I think there were cookies, and I think it was a great success. We will dive into that. But if I recall if I read through the press statement, it said the program leverages the latest technologies as a part of an ambitious multi-year roadmap to set new industry benchmark for customer engagement, focusing on member experience and customer lifetime value. I think that's a big statement, especially the ambitious multi-year roadmap and the benchmark for customer engagement. So let's help me understand that. Give me a rundown. What's so new about the Hugo Boss XP?
So first, we do have an existing program. It's called the Hugo Boss Experience. So we thought the transition into Hugo Boss XP is a nice step forward with a cooler, younger, still playing with the experience component, which is where we want to focus right at the end on the experience. I think what we are doing differently than most programs is really blending, traditional loyalty, mechanics that work, right? Your level, your status, your benefits. Everyone can understand the point system. It's very familiar. But and already, I think what we are doing there in terms of benefits and value proposition is super strong compared to, some benchmarking that we have been doing. On top, we bring more like the new loyalty, so more gamification, these digital collectibles that work as keys to unlock more access to our brands and even our partners. So everything connected and blended into one program, I think is very interesting. Instead of probably we have seen many brands with a big traditional loyalty program and then launching something more innovative on the side. Of course, you reduce risk, right? And you test and learn. We went basically all into one program, bringing everything to our customers.
To our customers in a big value prop that is hopefully compelling enough to join. Membership, I think, retention is big in these days where companies try to save money and can't afford the big acquisition costs of the past.
Yeah, and honestly, there's no lack of loyalty programs, right? I mean, there are so many out there. Every brand wants a loyalty program or has a loyalty program.
Yeah.
So, of course, everyone wants to have the best or everyone wants to stand out. And I think at the end, you need to stand out, right? You are fighting for attention, right? Attention and time from customers. So it needs to be something that gets attention, that is fun, is engaging.
Yeah.
We knew we wanted to launch a new program, but we were like, let's launch the best program, right? Let's try it, right? and that's what we are trying to do, right? And we are super proud and, of course, super aware that there's so much to improve and we just started.
Yeah. I think that's also what I really admire if I look at the growth trajectory of Hugo Boss itself, what Daniel Grieder has done. So I think that's another progressive and bold move, especially how you launched it. Before we go into more technical details, conceptual-wise, so we talked about emotional loyalty, rational loyalty, and now if you look at, let's say, the mechanics behind, you chose tokens as opposed to points, where, let's say, if you took the Adi Club, you collect points, €1, 1 point. Now you have more flexibility in spending the points for experiences where you want or free shipping, whatever. But you chose tokens. Maybe can you explain a little bit what is a token and why you did that?
So when we started at Adidas, of course, we really wanted to do you could earn this currency by running and training, right? Yeah. And that was kind of a competitive advantage or something that really makes the program stand out, right? And really connected to the brand. And I think what the team keeps doing now with the Adi Club is amazing. And that worked really well for what we wanted to do in terms of how we wanted to connect our running and training app with the more commercial apps into one currency. Here we do have points because points, so we have two sides of the program. You have your level, you have your status, your benefits. You keep it for 2 years, not one, just because we love our members.
Okay. To keep it long on the balance sheet.
So, we 1 year why, so we can do 2 for them. And then this is the point system, to move through the levels. What is interesting or different as well is we have a 2-brand strategy. So we have Hugo and Boss, 2 brands. So the way we structure the program is the levels are brand agnostic. So it doesn't matter if you buy from Hugo or both or Boss, both, you move to the levels through the same system and same currency. On top, the constraint with the levels work really well. But to me, the constraint was, it's so hard to localize and personalize the levels. Everyone needs to go to the same 4 levels. So on top, we bring these tokens, what we call tokens. At the end, we're gonna go into the tech and the NFTs. But these tokens, they are brand specific. So we have a Hugo XP token, we have Boss XP tokens, and they are much more personalized into your specific behavior, into the specific brand you are buying from. And also we can even personalize or localize into different locations, campaigns, segments. So the playground that we have, with tokens on top of our traditional loyalty structure, is super interesting and it's actually even fun. We are working with marketing on a lot of ideas in terms of what we can do with the tokens, in terms of how we activate tokens through our partnerships, through our campaigns and so on.
Okay. And how, when it comes to earning, though, you just said points, they are still there in parallel. So you spend €1, for example, you get a point, for example, and then you move up the tiers. And then you have the tokens aside. How can I earn them? When do I get a token?
Well, we launched in the UK with a set of tokens that we are expanding. So we have one, the one I love, probably we're gonna go there, is that we have one that is just based on walking into the store, right? So just visiting the stores.
So pure engagement, no
So
transaction.
basically engagement, because of course we know who is buying in the store, but we don't know who is in the store, right? So how can we get a bit more data and gamify that as well? But depending also, we do have some constraints technically in terms of how much we can gamify this, because we are still implementing a lot of foundations to evolve. But for now, we do have the frequent visitor token that is based on the visits, and then we have different tokens that are based on which kind of products you are buying from, or which collection or capsule you are buying from, and what they unlock is also very interesting. So of course, some of them will give you a really nice deal. Everyone likes a good deal. Some of them will give you a money kind of buy experience connected to the product that you are buying. So if you buy from the Camel line, and this is our most premium line. So,
Camel, the logo color, right? The new logo color.
Camel, it could be a very nice suit. Could be it's a price point is high. It's super premium, amazing quality. So if you buy from this line, you can unlock the Camel token that gives you access to a chance to visit the headquarters and win and get a custom-made suit. With our experts here
and meet Carlos and
maybe. I don't know if that's going to add a lot of value, but you can meet me as well. We can get a coffee. So that's one example. But on the other side, we have Hugo, right? So we have the Hugo Blue token. So if you buy from the Hugo Blue line that we just launched recently, very different, right? Of course, you don't want a custom-made suit. You may want maybe a special wearable for Roblox. So we are connecting as well with gaming. And connecting, different segments with different value propositions.
Okay, so it's highly personalized based on data, which is, I would say,
based on your behavior, right? So I think levels, we have very different segments across the levels, but the tokens are very specific to your specific behavior, right?
I think in the press statement it also said a frequent traveler token, which makes sense, obviously. I think very close. That's a segment I think you cater for is international business traveler.
Well, that's one that we want to launch soon. So to gamify, also we do have stores in many airports, and many locations, of course. So how can we gamify this? If you visit different stores across different countries, you can unlock this frequent traveler token as well. There are so many options.
And I mean, the whole concept you mentioned in the beginning, and now it's a little bit more tangible, gamification. I think getting a token, I think, is also some way of appreciation, right? So
yes, and I know how it's how we make it also. It's a really cool experience. The tokens are really nice designs. They come to life in the app in a really cool way. So how we make something is cool, but also premium, right? Premium in the way we execute, in the way we present it, on brand, right? On brand for you and on brand for Boss.
Okay, and how do I collect those? Because you mentioned, for example, I think omnichannel is an important one. How you mentioned walking into a store, getting a token. How do you know that I was in the store? How do you assign the token to me?
So first, from an omnichannel perspective, we really focus on the app, right? Nothing new, but to us, the app has a massive opportunity, because at the end, we are not we are not a Starbucks, right? So members don't come to us many times, sometimes in the same day, right? So our frequency is much lower. So it's all about really increasing the frequency, right? So to me, the best opportunity to increase frequency is if you have the app, because that's an opportunity to engage with you 365 days a year. So we really invested, even though it was not the easiest solution, to integrate the new loyalty into the app, and then of course the apps to be this connector, this bridge between offline and online, especially in our retail environment. A perfect example is we talked about it, this frequent visitor token that you can unlock by tapping the app in different touch points in the stores. The coolest one is we have this really nice physical representation of a token. It's a cube that you tap your phone and the cube actually comes to life, and it moves, has lights, and even tells you welcome to the store, depending which store you are. And then you collect the check-ins. And after a few check-ins, you enter a raffle. You can access a special reward and so on.
And people would download the app for that. Or how is the share? Or if you can disclose, how many people use the app for shopping versus the e-com portal?
Oh, what I can share is definitely the app is the fastest growing channel,
Okay.
right? And we are really doubling down in the app.
Yeah.
And I think it is not only the check-in, right? The check-in is a nice add-on into the retail experience, but bringing everything together in terms of what we had to offer our members and what we have now is a massive difference. And we are seeing KPIs already responding in terms of new members, in terms of engagement, in terms of app downloads.
Yeah. I think perfect segue to my next question, KPIs. So I think it's a lot about engagement, obviously. So you mentioned tap-in, app downloads, but you can't fulfill Hugo Boss's 5 billion strategy until 2025 if you don't generate revenue. So how do you translate engagement into KPIs that also are being addressed in your Claim 5 strategy?
So my hypothesis is the more we can engage with the members, the more likely they will consider our brands.
Yeah.
And the more relevant we are, the more present we are, the more likely. And that's what, and at the end, of course, we need to drive sales, right? So I think not only what we are doing with Hugo Boss XP, but what we have been doing with the team in the last couple of years, numbers are proving that the strategy works, right? And then if we can engage more frequently and in a relevant way with members, not always they're gonna buy, but sometimes they can check content that is really interesting from us. Could be an opportunity to win, a really cool experience. Could be behind the scenes. Could be a special product, an exclusive product for them. So again, really creating this flywheel of bringing members back to us across touchpoints. That's why we also have roadblocks, and that's why we are exploring different ways to get get members closer to us across different touchpoints.
Yeah. And I think that's also a very valid point. More engagement, more revenue in the end, or the other touch points that are probably more on the monetary end. Are you already seeing more engagement in Roblox turns into more revenue from this target group? Can you see that already?
No, not yet. We are again working on this strategy. We are working with the hypothesis. The more we engage, the more likely they will consider brands.
Yeah.
And we are creating the ecosystem. We are working on the ecosystem, the app, our stores, Roblox, and slowly but surely, as we also implement new technology, as we speak, it will allow us to start connecting the dots and becoming, I always say direction before precision. So I think we do have a clear direction where we want to go, and hopefully the insights and more data across this cross-channel, cross-touchpoints journey will help us to fine-tune the add precision into the next decisions. But that's the idea. Yeah.
Cool. So you try out and you also fail probably, or you're allowed to fail?
Yeah, I mean, we do have, I cannot complain. We had a lot of trust and freedom, in terms of really innovating, testing, learning. But again, I think as every test is taking us closer to, or at least taking us in the direction, right? It's not just random testing and let's see what works, right? I think we kind of know where we want to go, and we are trying to build the pillars to get there.
Yeah, interesting. One of the, I would say on the one hand, striking things when I read the press statement and when we exchanged a lot on the new loyalty program was how you're realizing it. You just mentioned blockchain technology.
Did I? I don't know. Did I mention? I'm not sure. I mean, I think we've been talking for a while. We didn't talk about blockchain technology.
No. I mean, now, we are exchanging on a continuous.
But I mean, that's the point, right? So the program has blockchain. It's not. We didn't want to have or create a Web3 program. What I say is it's a program with Web3, and based on what we wanted to do in terms of, okay, we want to have this kind of digital collectible. We want to have this on top of the levels that can help us to have a more, more flexible playground to engage and create experiences and reward members. So we want this kind of digital collectibles, and then we were like, but also we want members to be able to have a say and to have some co-creation. How can we create a platform for members to be closer to the brands they like? Yeah. And then we were like, but how can we run this in an efficient way? And everything led to, okay, then let's use blockchain. It's there, right? Yeah. So let's use something that already exists. It's built. We don't need to develop it, right? It's just there. And that was the conclusion, right? So
it needs to be blockchain because of co-creation, participation,
and running, managing, distributing different tokens, and we call it tokens. Blockchain is the perfect solution for that. Yeah. But also, my opinion is I believe that we are at the early stages, and I think the ecosystem built on blockchain is gonna grow. Yeah. It's gonna expand. It's gonna become more user friendly. It's gonna become more accessible, as we are seeing. And to me, the sooner we can jump into that train and start learning, the better, right? Because I believe it's gonna be a big component of how brands operate in the future and be part of pretty much how everything operates in the future, maybe.
Interesting that you say that, because personally myself, I went down this whole Web3 NFT rabbit hole a lot in the last 3 years, I would say. Also at Salesforce, at my job, we invested so much time in looking into this, how you can capitalize on it and create business value. But now there was the crypto winter, and probably it was the hype cycle. And now, like every hype cycle, after the hype comes reality, and we see the use cases that really add value. Would you say we are in times where this is now materializing, that we see the use cases that stay?
I think it's maybe not even yet, right? I think we could have done this with different technology. Mm-hmm. Maybe, I think the blockchain enable this to happen in a much easier and smoother way, in terms of running the operations behind distributing thousands and thousands of tokens every day. And now we are talking just about UK. It's gonna grow. But I think this NFT frenzy. I don't know. That was some madness. Trying to get rich with NFTs. But what it proved, it can really drive engagement at scale. It can really create excitement. It really works, right? It's really secure. I think it proved a lot. Maybe not with a future-proof use case, right? I think more to come. And if we are looking about connecting with partners, if we are talking about co-creation, if we are talking about security, privacy, I think there are a lot to come that we can do here.
Yeah, I think in fashion, and that was also 3 years back, my favorite example. In loyalty, fashion, you do a lot of collaborations. If Hugo Boss partners with, I don't know, David Beckham and vice versa, I think there's a lot of use cases that you can envision where you don't have to do a big tech integration, because you're relying on a standard that is there, which is blockchain.
And we are already working with partners like the marketing team has been doing a great job engaging partners like Aston Martin, and more to come, that they are already helping us to deliver a special value proposition to our members, fueled by our partners. Even though we are not yet leveraging 100% blockchain to make that happen, but the mindset and the processes are already starting to get in place. Yeah.
And geographically wise, we are here in Metzingen, and you don't have to look far to Stuttgart or Böblingen to also have other
to find good partners,
manufacturers who are probably also investing or have invested in the last couple of years But just maybe, and this is probably also my personal question, when would you say loyalty, or when would you say you have to use an open standard like a blockchain in loyalty as opposed to points? Because a lot of discussions always ended at that point, where you then ask the mean question after everybody got crazy. You would always ask, can you do this without blockchain? And the honest answer, probably in the last 3 years, was a lot of times yes. When would you say blockchain is absolutely a game changer? And when would you say, just leave it and use, I don't know, a traditional point system?
I think it depends where you want to go, right? And again, we do have an idea, and we are building towards the next couple of years for us. And there are a lot of course, hypotheses that we need to prove, and a few mistakes to be made. But for us, for where we want to go in terms of opening up a little bit our program, connecting with partners, creating at the end a program that is efficient to run and cost efficient to run as well. Blockchain for us was a good solution. I may change my mind, but also again, I think will allow us to, as the capabilities and the ecosystem grows on top of blockchain, which I think we are seeing that happen. It's going to allow us to be early adopters of new opportunities. And so far, I mean, the question is also why not? And for us, there's not a good reason to not try it. It's working. It's complementing. Again, it's not all into blockchain. It's Web3 is complementing and fueling a part of the program.
And I mean, this has also a lot to do with how open a brand is, because in the past, especially with luxury or affordable luxury, I mean, there's a strong brand, and the brand doesn't want to have any influence. They give the direction, the creative director. Web3 or this whole co-creation mindset is all about, I don't know, ask your consumers. Like if you take the Adidas Community Council, I think that was, or the Three Stripes Council, they had a set of members who had a token who could co-create. They would ask them for permission, or they would ask them for, maybe not permission, but do you like this design for the new shoe, or do you like that design for the new shoe? This color, should we use, I mean, Daniel Grieder could ask in the future, do you still like camel, or should it be, I don't know, pink? How would you say, how open a brand needs to be, or does it work with any brand?
I don't know. I think I cannot talk for all brands out there, and not even for Adidas anymore. Personally, and the team, we are really excited about being able to involve members into different decisions. Maybe we even go create a store, right? I don't know. Not just products, but I think they know best, right? They are the ones that at the end coming to our stores, to our website, and making the decisions. At the end, they make the decisions, right? In terms of what's going to work and what's not going to work. So if we can make the decision earlier in the process, even better.
If you listen closely.
So for us, it's definitely something we want to, a direction where we want to go.
Cool. Ecosystem, I think also an interesting point. You quickly touched on that. I think a lot of loyalty programs I see also more and more incorporate a ecosystem play, where you could say, I'm not just getting benefits with Hugo Boss, I can also get benefits with a like-minded partner. So let's assume Hugo Boss and Porsche. For example, if you're a customer of both, you could earn something in one brand space and then redeem it, for example, in a driving experience in Porsche, hypothetically. Would you say this is also important in the future, looking at future value props, that you don't, as a brand, define the value prop on your own, but you look for partners that are on the same page?
I think my opinion is it is important. I think brands already have partners, right? And just now loyalty is one more tool or one more framework to work with partners, right? And we are already doing it from a loyalty perspective. I think there's so much more to come, but definitely we have really cool partners, and we are working with them. We are finding win-win scenarios, and loyalty can also enable some additional opportunities.
Could you give me an example? Collaborating with a partner.
We just launched in UK an activation with Aston Martin, where you can win. There are a few special products that you can win with a special token that you unlock to the program. If I'm not mistaken, we also have an experience. You can go to get a really cool experience and go to a race.
Aston Martin race.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so ecosystem.
Or I think also the team was doing as well a signed product. So there's a lot happening. Yeah.
Cool. Maybe coming a little bit to the end. I think great insights. What would you say 5 years from now? Where's the loyalty world heading? So we have seen the evolution. Probably in the past it was very transactional, and now a lot more channels. Now we have talked a lot about experience versus engagement versus points. Where would you say is the loyalty market moving, especially looking to younger target groups who are completely different? You can read reports, you can believe in Gen Z, Gen Alpha, those stereotypic ideas, but in the end, younger consumers, obviously we can all agree they act differently. How would you say future loyalty value props need to be designed to bring them in? Give us your recipe.
My opinion is, what I think is the make or break of brands in the future will be gaming. I think, I don't know if it's going to be 5 years or 10 years, but the brands that will raise and the brands that will die will be based on, I think, in how you integrate, how you connect with gaming. I think you can see the trend, right? And that time spent, right? You need to go where the customer is, right? And they're getting not only younger but also older, right? The average age is not that young for gamers.
For gamers,
and the time spent is crazy. And you see it, right? You see emerging platforms like Roblox and Fortnite, and that's just the beginning.
What are you playing?
A little bit of both. I'm learning, right? As the team innovates in that space. I'm trying to get everywhere and learn. I'm still I guess I'm still a PlayStation.
Oh wow, okay. I just bought an Xbox to play Fortnite a little bit when kids are in bed, just to, like you said, understand the hype.
But even in the app as well, apps, gaming apps, but also gaming as a whole, but also gamification within, more traditional processes and campaigns, virtual environments, wearables, digital wearables, and everything, connecting everything. Those ingredients, the one mixing those ingredients in the right way is going to make a big difference.
Okay, so recipe number one is channels. I think gaming as one important channel where you tap into the big games. I think in Asia it's Zapato, South Korea. We have Roblox in the Western world. We have Fortnite. Second one is bring gamification mechanics over to your loyalty program. I think that's an interesting one too. Yeah, and I can see it with Temu and Shein. Probably they kill it and they overdo it, but still you can see that this is happening.
Yeah, and probably even more important, just how you connect, right? How you can drive members from or customers from, Roblox into your website, from your website into the app, different components of the gamification there, and then back to the game. I think as we create that, again, that ecosystem, right? Our ecosystem so far has been, app, retail, email. I think that's going to expand into app, retail, email, Roblox, something else, and as we can connect it, that's going to be the magic.
Okay, so connecting and orchestrating the channels, that means you need to design journeys and migrate engagement from Roblox over to, I don't know, the store where I'm just making this up now, giving them a token in Roblox or in the store where you can tap your magic cube, and this will give you a very special skin in Fortnite, for example. Right. So connecting the channels from
or the other way around, and so on. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, that's number 3: creating journeys that move consumers or connect the channels and move consumers from channel to channel. Right.
Yep. I think that's right.
Cool. So let's meet again in 5 years and see.
I don't know, 5 years, maybe 10, but it's going there. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So I think we need glasses then, and I'll get a little bit older. Cool. Last question. What's your favorite loyalty program? What are you using? What are you using on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? And why is it so good?
If I really need to be honest, the one I really use, probably not a loyalty program per se, but it's not surprise, it's Amazon Prime. They have been, they have been amazing since they started, with just free shipping, and now I have so much there, right? But then beyond that, when I fly, I really enjoy. I fly with KLM and Air France, and it could be another program, another set of airlines. But it really works, right? It really works, being able to eventually get a free ticket or go to the VIP lounge to rest or get a nice upgrade. I think it really, really works, right? And they know it, and everyone knows it, I think. So no surprise, but I think those are the ones I really use. Amazon Prime, especially my wife buying for us, and then we get the movies and we get the music on top. And then when I fly, to me, super relevant. Yeah, I really enjoy the benefits there, and they are well executed.
Yeah, and I mean that's also, I think Amazon Prime. I'm also a big fan and member. I think it's also an ecosystem. It's not a partner ecosystem. They source, but they own it, obviously. And they own music, they own video, and it's probably highly costly. But I mean, the business case, if you zoom out, is very positive, I would say.
To me, but the beauty is where they started and where they are, right? So it was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it basically was you pay, you get free shipping. That was it. And it was convenient. It was still, still relevant. But they didn't stay. They didn't stay there, right? And they were like, okay, what else? What can we add to keep improving the value proposition to make sure you never leave?
Exactly.
The subscription, and I think they are accomplishing that. Right?
Yeah.
You never leave the subscription. I don't know anyone leaving Amazon Prime. No one told me, I just cancel the subscription.
It's like managing a software as a service company. You have to make sure the customer is renewing, and that's a completely different mindset as the other way, where you go from transaction to transaction.
Well, different. For us that we love loyalty is it's very different. Setup, right? And mechanics, a subscription to a free to entry program. Both of them super fun. Maybe in the future I get the chance to launch a subscription program. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. The Hugo XP subscription where you paid. I think I still, now you're making me going crazy, but if you look at Rafa cycling, the Rafa
really good.
Rafa club is really good, well executed, but it's 99 euros a year, and you can sit in a cafe and you go riding. So I think it touches a lot of things, and it creates a stickiness, because you're not just buying the clothes. You can sit there, you get coffee, you meet friends, you go riding with them. So the barrier, like to your example with Amazon, also here in the Rafa case, the barrier is raising, because if you leave the club, you probably also leave your friends at some point. So.
I assume you can keep the WhatsApp, but
exactly.
But it's a really nice value proposition. If you are into cycling, they are nailing down the value proposition, right? I think I'm not into cycling, but it's not the first time I hear they are doing it really well.
Cool. I think that was really good. Crazy insights. Thanks, Carlos. Let's meet next year and have a look where XP is and how the rollout went.
The Retail Reality
Thank you.
Show with your hosts, Martin and Nino, is presented by Blank and Salesforce. For more information, check out our website, retailrealityshow.com.